Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we are actually going to talk about a card that people have requested me to talk about on the channel, but I've just been trying to understand exactly where I want to come from it, because I'm not sure if look, long story short, I don't ever want to put out content that just feels like fluff. If I put it out, I want to be proud of it, and so I wanted to see which angle I was going to tackle Oath of Z. However, there's also some stuff, other secret related stuff, and I don't necessarily have the angle that I think most people think I would come at it from, being so invested in the subject matter of the SCR. But now that we have that, as well as Oath of Z, I think I'm confident enough to come out with the video, and so you're gonna experience it. That being said, I just want to put it out there. If you guys are enjoying the content from previous videos, or you get to the end of this video and decide, hey, you know what, I really enjoy this content, throw a subscribe in there, like the video, comment the video, get things going. I'm about to respond to a whole bunch of things because I've been swamped the past couple days and I haven't responded to enough comments. But UniX fam rises up, and we're getting bigger and bigger. We're getting closer and closer to that 2,000 mark, and just bigger and better things will be coming. We're gonna cover the One Piece game when it comes out. We're gonna really start blowing up with this channel. I also have other channels like UniX DB, UniX Gacha, where I play anime and Dragon Ball related games, and yeah, it's just gonna be a really cool place to be. So let's give the normal shout outs. If you haven't gone to the official Facebook group where this very spoiler was dropped, you should go there, follow it, and just keep up to date on all the official announcements and spoilers. You also have the unofficial discussion group, you have the unofficial Reddit, you have the Universe X Facebook page, the Universe X Discord. You have plenty of places. Things I normally don't shout out. You got Hermit style Discord, you know? Places are there for you to feel like you can actually glean knowledge and just chill around with like-minded people who like the same game you do. That being said, I also have my partial sponsor and friend, TCGMetalZ, makes all the coolest metal cards, and when you go to the site and you find something you like, and not if, you can use the code UNIX in checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Then you've got my own TCGPlayer website, so the links to all those things will be in the description, and that's it. So let's jump in here. I think I always like to start with my salt before my sugar. So before we go into Oath of Z, we're going to talk about something that happened earlier this week, and that was the entire spoiling of a secret rare that should not have been spoiled. There are also some more spoilers going around. I'm going to say this right here. Whenever there's a spoiler this big and it is not official, you will not find me covering it on my page. Why? Because that goes against a whole bunch of things that I'd like to kind of just not uphold, because it's not like I'm in a position to spoil or not, with those things, but it's I don't approve of these things getting online. And that's because there's people that work to have a schedule to spoil these. There are people whose jobs it is to build hype. There are people who, may love this game in a place, and then these spoilers happen, they get tracked down, and believe me, they do get tracked down, and then all of a sudden that store is banned. So, this one leak, for people knowing of a card a couple months early, you're going to have people that get yelled at their job. You're going to have distributors that may get looked at a second time, and what if a distributor loses their ability to sell this game, and all of a sudden a whole region has a harder time getting this game, or we have less distributors able to ship this out. You have a store that, because of one stupid employee, is going to sit here and not be able to sell the game at all. You have all the people that might have gone to those locals who just no longer have a locals that is in range. The ramifications of this are wild. And then it can get even worse. This is more speculation on my end, but let's say a card or cards had spoiler potential for a huge event, such as a movie, or the start of a season of anime, and somebody spoiled the entire set, just leaked them online. Toei is a different company than Bandai, and it's the rights that you need from Toei to license so much of this stuff. So what if Toei just looked at it and goes, you know what? This has happened before, this has leaked before, you spoiled a movie, you spoiled an event, you spoiled an OVA. You're no longer going to be able to print cards fresh off the press. We'll wait until the arc is 6 months old to even give you assets for cards. What if something like that happened? How would you feel if all you wanted to do was play cards from Dragon Ball Super Broly 2, but you had to wait half a year because Toei no longer trusted our game to keep these things under wraps. These are kind of the things that you have to understand that could be a possibility. Not saying it would be, but that could be. You never know. And I'm pretty sure that when it comes to this is just a distributor issue. As you guys know, we had multiple sets. Well, we had a set pushed back, and that pushes everything back. But it just seems like stores got this early, and some idiot decided to crack packs, got lucky with a secret rare, and put it online. So that is just that. All I'm gonna say here is that that's not cool, and you could really jeopardize a lot that we have going for it, or going for us, by leaking. You always run the risk of leaking, or running the risk of jeopardizing what we can and cannot have in the game, the speed in which we can have it when you do leaking. So just try to think about that. Like, if you see this video and you have the opportunity to leak stuff, just think about that before you put it up. I know it's gonna be cool for you to look at it. I know it's gonna be cool to feel like, oh, I have secret information, but maybe just keep it to yourself. Be that person that, like, at most, like, I'm gonna put this from another angle. At most, you know what to build around if you see some cards and nobody else has knowledge to them. Keep it to yourself, dude. Don't make it a spectacle. Be that first person that gets ready for your favorite deck because you know information, but don't put it out there. You can get banned from the game, you can get your store locked out of the game, you can get a lot of people in trouble, including yourself. Like, just don't do it. So, now that that's already been gone over, let's go to the sugar. Let's talk about Oath of Z and its potential ramifications. So we're gonna put it up on the screen right now. Oath of Z, Ultimate, activate battle. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, draw 2 cards. Then choose the number of unison cards. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost less than or equal to the number of unison cards. Son Goku, Son Gohan Childhood, Vegeta, Trunks Future, Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, and Chaozu cards in all leader areas, energy areas, battle areas, unison areas, and drop areas, and warps, and send it to the owner's warp. So, interesting. Then remove this card from the game. So, to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost less than or equal to the number of unison cards. Son Goku. Okay. So, if you only had a random unison, you'd be able to play this card. You would draw 2 cards. And then after you draw 2 cards, you'd be able to remove a 1-drop if you just had the unison. However, this is going to count all Son Goku, Son Gohan Childhood, Vegeta, Trunks Future, Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien Shinhans, and Chaozus in all leader areas. Energy areas, battle areas, unison areas, drop areas, warps. So generally by the end of this game, you should be able to, or by the mid of this game, you should be able to use this to quite some effectiveness. Like, if you really want to think about it, right? It's not saying these need to be separate names. It's saying these just need to be in there. So in this Piccolo deck, by a couple turns in, you've probably got 4, 5, 6, 7 Piccolos between all these zones. In the Goku deck, the Dripku deck, you're gonna have these guys in plethoras, like spades. You're gonna have these guys. We're looking at this. One thing that's interesting is that we don't have a Chaozu card for this set, but I'm pretty sure that this just kind of snitched on itself being in a like TP set, because I mean it says Chaozu, and Chaozu's conveniently, out of everybody representing the Goku deck, the Dripku deck, he actually is the only person not present in cards right now. So they kind of let us know. Now this is generic. We're gonna talk about the cons before we talk about the pros. It doesn't go through barrier. That's the one thing everybody's saying, and that's a huge thing. Ultimate should go through barrier. Especially this is a battle trick. I think this needs to be, honestly, this should say negate the battle card's effect and then warp it. That should be how strong this card is. But unfortunately, this card doesn't do that. It actually is just, it doesn't ignore barrier. And granted, they're making more and more cards, more and more boss cards not have barrier because they don't want you having a deflect barrier beat stick on board, because those things do get hasslesome to get rid of. But at the same time, yes, they are making more and more bosses without deflect, or without barrier, but this doesn't hit certain older cards, and it just feels like if it's your ultimate, you might as well have go through barrier. I am a little upset that it also isn't like, I think it should negate effects and warp. That's what I think. I think it should negate effects and then warp from the game. Now, granted, once your opponent has 3 energy, this is going to be a live defensive card. It's going to be a decent generic SR. Is it going to outdo Heroine's Lineage? I think so. It really does. Is it going to outdo Pan or Kai? No. And so this is going to be, I think, the premier budget because there's so many decks you can use it in. Even the new Trunks deck, the yellow Trunks deck, you have so many Trunkses and Vegetas, or Trunks Futures and Vegetas, this is going to work. Drip Q deck is going to work. Piccolo deck is going to work. There are Gohan decks that works in. So this is going to be a generic card to put in, but I think it could have been a little higher on the power scale for sure. Now in terms of art, it's very, very, very nice. Very nice. It's going to be a collector's thing for sure. Like this is great. And I want to see it on like a real camera. Like shout outs to the boy Steve in the Joe Crew chat. Because when he gets a hold of this, he's going to spice it up Xanaran. Like he's going to make it look real, real good. And I can't wait for that moment. If I get one, I'm keeping it. I'm gonna wear it on my neck, Logan Paul style. It's an iconic moment in Dragon Ball, and I cannot wait to have this in my hands, just to have it in a binder or around my neck. So, with that being said, now because of said spoilers, and like I said, I'm not going into what that card was, and this card, we now have 2 out of the 3 SCRs put out, and one of them, the one that's spoiled that I won't go into details, is very different than this. And I think we can all say that it's an outlier. One of them is probably a theme. One of them is probably like a hint, you know, a prelude to the future. So with Oath of Z on one end, what do you think is going to happen? Because it would be like, normally these FCRs have a theme. They have a rotation, a cycle of cards that all kind of follow the same theme. And with this, I highly doubt the next secret rare is going to match the spoiled secret rare. I just don't think so. There's not enough information out. So it's more likely to match to this. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments how you guys think that we could get something maybe like parallel to this. Like if there's a cycle here, like Oath of Z, is there gonna be like a Oath of Evil where we get like all the movie heroes or something? Like it'd be really, really cool if we got like a Frieza, a Cell, a Boo, but that would be like, there are more Z fighters than there are like villains. So maybe if we got like movie heroes or movie bosses, I said movie bosses like I played Dokkan, like it would be cool, like a Weelo, a Garlic Jr., a Turles, like they just put all the movie bosses like in one card, like Oath of Villainy. That would be pretty heat. Like I think that would actually be pretty heat, but you never know. But just let me know in the comments what you think that last secret rare could be, because normally all 3 of them fit a cycle, and then when we get 4 secret rares, it's because 3 of them fit a cycle and 1 of them's kind of from heroes. But now we have the spoiled one and then this one, and so it kind of leaves us in a tenuous place for the last one, and I'm interested enough to see it. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Like it'd be weird if we got 2 black secret rares like this, like Oath of Z, and then a black Oath of Villainy, and it's just like, you know, the opposite parallel. That'd be tight. So anywho, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, like the video, comment on it, subscribe if you haven't already and you like the content, and I will see you tomorrow with a full rest of the Piccolo archetype overview, and we'll just get into it, brother. We'll get into it. So yeah, thanks, and I'll see you next time.